Hello and welcome. First of all, let me congratulate you for having decided to take up this certification exam from NVIDIA. And the topic generative AI in particular is important because this particular technology of artificial intelligence is disrupting every industry and every business. The whole world is changing with generative AI. And for you, it's the right step at the right time that you have decided to take your career to the next level. Because NVIDIA is at the forefront of technology driven by its GPU based acceleration platforms. So, first of all, I'm in the NVIDIA's website, which provides some introduction about the certification programs, then certifications. So, under certifications, you have certifications for infrastructure professionals. For example, you have been working on, say, operations, server management, networking, and all. You can take one of the infrastructure certification. However, if you have been a software developer, tech lead, then probably these sets of certifications, which are meant for developers, would be good to start with. So you can see there are two types of certifications. One is associate, which is foundational level, and then the next one is professional, which is of next level. Our focus here is on generative AI and LLMs. So let's have a closer look at what this certification is all about. So here it says this certification validates the foundational concepts for developing, integrating, and maintaining AI driven applications using generative AI and large language models. Of course, with NVIDIA solutions. This exam is online and proctored remotely. It includes 50 questions and has a 60-minute time limit. As mentioned, this is an associate level exam, which means it's going to test your foundational knowledge. It's for 1 hour and is priced at $125. So there will be 50 to 60 multiple choice questions, and once you kind of clear the exam, the validity is for 2 years from the date of issuance of the certificate. So, how do you prepare? First of all, we must understand that the topics covered in the exam are fundamentals of machine learning and neural networks, prompt engineering, alignment, data analysis and visualizations, and so on. Now, it looks like few bullet points, but believe me, it's quite a bit of topic to understand. Quite a bit of effort will go in reading and understanding the subject. So, who are the candidates who should appear for this certification? If you have been an AI DevOps engineer, applied data scientist, you are a cloud solution architect or machine learning engineer, and so on. So, in a way, it's almost for anyone who is being there for on the development track for some time. Okay, so we have the exam study guide over here, but before we go to the study guide, let me walk you through the blueprint, which is going to tell what is being covered and with what weightage. So you can see here, core machine learning and AI knowledge is going to be tested at 30% weightage. That means since there will be 50 questions, at least 15 of them will belong to core machine learning and AI knowledge. Similarly, 24% for software development, 22% for experimentation, 14% for data analysis and visualization, and 10% for trustworthy AI, which means there will be 5 questions out of 50 on trustworthy AI. Again, there may not be clear distinction between which question is from which topic because it's quite a bit of mixed up as far as my experience is. So, how do you gain this knowledge? So, NVIDIA provides training. So, on the left hand side, on the first column, you can see the number of trainings like getting started with deep learning, which is self paced training for 8 hours and $90. Or you can go for a workshop, which is again for 8 hours and $500. We will go into the details of the training in our subsequent videos. So, for now, let's just understand that we have trainings available from NVIDIA. In our next videos, we will talk about what other modes of trainings are there for you. Okay, now I'm going to examine the study guide. So the study guide, this talks about a high level view of how is this exam going to be covered, what topics it will talk about, what kind of knowledge it will test, and what all you have to learn. So you can go through this document, but I'll focus over here. It says core machine learning and AI knowledge, where exam weightage is for 30%, is going to test your knowledge of algorithms, conventions, and techniques that allow computers to learn from and make predictions or decisions based on data. That means here we are going to learn about machine learnings like supervised, unsupervised machine learning, then how it's being deployed, how we are going to evaluate specific models, its performance, reliability, and so on. Then it's going to talk about RAG, retrieval augmented generation, which is quite an important concept as of today in developing applications. Then it's going to test your knowledge around Python natural language packages like Spacy, NumPy, Pandas, and so on. And there are other topics. Then NVIDIA course objectives. So, how do you learn these things? Then it has again outlined, okay, you have to take this particular course from NVIDIA so that you learn so and so things. Besides that, you have suggested readings. Even though they are not mandatory readings, but from my experience, what I understand, quite a few questions you will find here. And reading these additional materials will clarify your thoughts, will clear your doubts, and you will be, your knowledge will be fine tuned and you will be prepared for the exam. So these are quite interesting materials, even though little exhaustive, but yeah, they're quite interesting readings. Next comes data analysis, where the exam weight is 14%. So, what we are going to learn here? We are going to learn about exploratory data analysis, which is EDA. We are going to compare models using statistical performance metrics such as loss functions, conduct data analysis under supervision of a senior team member, create graphs, charts, and other visualizations, and so on. And similarly, the course objectives. Well, if you have taken these courses, you can cover specific topics around data analysis in those courses. Similarly, if you go through the study guide over here, you have experimentation, you have software development, and there is trustworthy AI. So these are the five major sections of subjects that you are going to study, that you are going to prepare because they will be tested in the examination. Okay, so I think we are pretty much clear where we are heading to. First of all, we try to understand what this exam is all about, how much you are going to pay for this, and how many questions will come, how you are going to prepare for the exam, who this exam is for. Then we try to understand the blueprint and we had a look at the study guide. So, this study guide is going to be your best friend in this preparation period because you'll come back to see what all you have covered, what else is left, and so on. So this is my starting video on the preparation approach. Thank you so much, and let's move on to our next video.